Are you thinking about becoming a self-published author? Well, I decided to become a self-published author, and I think it can work for you too. So let's talk about why I chose to become a self-published author and why I think it can work for everyone watching this video. Hey everybody, I'm Tony Garitano, and welcome to another edition of this Mystery Writer's Journey. If you didn't catch my last video, I will link it below. I talked about how the querying process really stinks. And if you want to become a traditionally published author, you really do need a literary agent. So you have to query. The other option is to become a self-published author. And that's the option that I chose to embark on myself. Why did I do that? Here are the 5 reasons why I decided to become a self-published author and why I think it might work for all of you too. Number 1, experience. I'm a journalist by profession, so I know how to produce a book, a magazine, a newspaper. That's what I do for a living. So I felt like I had the production experience to actually make a good quality book. Number 2, marketing. I have a decent social media following and a good professional following, again, as a journalist, that I thought I could leverage. So I felt like instead of depending on a publisher to market my book, because nowadays publishers don't do a whole lot of marketing on behalf of their authors, I really felt like I would be a better marketer of my own book if I were to self-publish it. Number 3, I want to be my own boss. The publishing process involves a lot of different people. It involves the literary agent, the editor, the publisher. You know, there are a lot of people that are involved in the book. And a famous author once said that once you finish writing the first draft of your book, it stops being your book. Why is that? Because there's so many people that change it along the way. And the book that ends up getting published may not be the book that you wrote initially. At least not 100%. Maybe not even 50%. I wanted to be in control of my own destiny, and I wanted to get my vision out there into the world. So I thought the best way to do that was to self-publish. Number 4, and probably a very significant one for me, is timing. It takes a long time to get a literary agent. It takes literary agents a long time to sell your book. And once your book is sold, it takes publishing companies a long time to edit your book and to design a cover and to give you an actual publishing date. So how long? We're talking a year minimum, probably more like a year and a half to 2 years from start to finish, from getting a literary agent to actually seeing your book on shelves. That's a lot of time, people. I mean, have you seen these gray hairs on my beard? I'm an old guy. I wanted to do something in a timely fashion. And also, I have a series in mind. I have a vision for where I want my characters to go over the long run. So there's several books in my head that I just can't wait to write about. If I were traditionally published, you know, that would take me years, maybe even a decade to get a 4 or 5 book series out there. Whereas self-published, I mean, you can get this series out much quicker. And number 5, which next to timing is probably the most important one. You have to go for your dreams. As I noted when I showed you my gray hairs, or at least drew your attention to my gray hairs, I'm not a young guy. I've wanted to be a published author, novelist since I was a little kid. It's a lifelong dream. And sometimes I think you just have to go out there and make your dreams come true. And that's why I became a self-published author. You know, this is a dream that I've had all my life, and it's going to become a reality. So those are the 5 reasons why I decided to become a self-published author. I think they can work for you too. If you sympathize or see yourself in any of those aspirations that I just talked about, I think self-publishing is something that you should consider. And with that, this edition of our video comes to a close. Until next time. So long, everybody.